What's up guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to the first video in a new series called Just Prove It, where I prove why a show or movie is great or why it's trash. And as much as I love tearing down bad shows, y'all, instead, I'm talking about one of my favorite shows, Money Heist. Oh, wrong sound effect. There we go. This show is great and I can prove it. You've probably seen this mask and red jumpsuit costume floating around the internet, or maybe you just saw the thumbnail in Netflix top 10 for like a bunch of weeks and was like, what is this? I saw this show trending on Netflix because season 4 had just been released a month ago. Turns out season 1 came out in like 2017 and I was just super late, but I mean, that's nothing new. You're talking to the person who started watching Game of Thrones in season 7. Anyways, I was hesitant to click on this show because if you've ever watched a heist movie, you know that they're usually trash. Alright, I'm exaggerating, sometimes they're pretty good, but they usually have all these weak side characters and plot holes and just overall situations that would never happen that are super unrealistic. It's almost impossible to make a show based solely on one small thing, last for more than 3 seasons, and be actually interesting. But don't you dare say Pretty Little Liars, because by season 3, I was like, you know what, F it, I'm A at this point. There's a reason why shows like American Horror Story change every season, because after the killer clown murders everyone, there's not much to do after that. But I did say almost impossible because Money Heist works with a small premise really well. It builds it into something you can watch for like 10 seasons. The whole point of this show is a group of people robbing the Royal Mint in Spain. That's it. So I mean, after they inevitably rob the bank and escape, what happens after that, right? I thought every season was just going to be them dragging the premise along, but actually the writers get you so intertwined in every single character's life that you can honestly watch a show about them just living with the money now. They don't even need to keep robbing banks. I could really watch 6 seasons of them just being rich with their own storylines and issues. So if it's so good, why isn't everyone talking about it? Well, actually everyone is. Within months of being on Netflix in 2017, Money Heist had become the single most watched series in France, Italy, Argentina, and Brazil. 34 million households watched season 3 in the first week. It's a phenomenon. People get tattoos and wear the gang's masks. People even wore the mask in like political protests in Puerto Rico and during a real robbery in France. It's become a symbol for the people. And now people even name their kids after cities like the characters in the show. It's had such an impact that it even made Bella Ciao, this Italian song that came out in like 1906, a household name. For real, YouTube it after this video and see how many views it has. Just go check. No, not right now. You know what? I don't trust y'all. 71 million views on one vid and like 60 million on another. And that song doesn't just pop up in your recommended. People had to search for that song. With all of this said, in the US, Money Heist is like soccer. Everyone all over the world loves it, appreciates it as something amazing, but America's like, nah. We're a melting pot with hundreds of cultures, but we're really only okay with that if all of them form into an American, quote unquote, culture, whatever that is. So a show in another language just isn't gonna be appreciated for as great as it is. Why? Because we hate reading. This show is based in Spain, so for all of the non-Spanish speakers out there, you will have to read subtitles. Unless you want to watch the dubbed version where everyone sounds like, "Can I talk to your manager?" I mean, look at the difference. This compared to that.
A puppet of the system and capitalism. You're gonna try to talk to me about ethics?
I mean, that's what the Civil War was all about. We fought for this, okay? The North wanted all cinema to be in English, and the South wanted subtitles, okay? I mean, that was what the war is about, right? I don't know. I went to public school. The last time I read a full book was The Hunger Games, and that was only because I had no friends, and I dressed like Oliver from Hannah Montana every day, so I get it. But think about all of the great content we miss out on if we only watch American-based TV. Spanish TV isn't just telenovelas, y'all. I learned so much Spanish from Narcos, like baúl to mean the trunk of your car, or manos arriba, hijo de puta. I didn't really catch the meaning of that one, but I can't wait to use it while ordering food at a traditional Spanish-speaking restaurant. So what do I love about Money Heist? Character development. The first episode is the introduction to all of the characters. We meet the professor, the guy who puts the gang together and will be the eyes from the outside of the heist. He's super smart, super calculated. There's a character for everyone. There's Berlin, the professor's brother, literally his exact opposite. Perfect for leading the heist on the inside, but I hated him the entire time. But then they drop the bomb that he has this degenerative disease where he only has like a year or less to live.
¿Cuánto tiempo?
3 años.
And then, I don't even know when, but I started caring about him. Like, I truly wanted him to find someone that understands him and get everything he wants out of life before he dies and live. Then there's Nairobi, fearless feminist who's an expert in forgery and in charge of printing the money for the group. She commands respect, okay? She does not play. Then there's Rio, the sweet young tech genius who's in love with Tokyo. Tokyo, the runaway thief who also narrates the show from her point of view. Tokyo loves Rio too, but she makes emotionally driven decisions that almost always backfire. Next, there's Denver, the emphasis on hot-headed member of the crew who starts to fall in love with Monica, a hostage who finds out she's pregnant by her married boyfriend before falling for Denver, the man taking part in a 10-day heist that changed her life for the worse. Let me sip my tea, y'all. But I'll stop with Raquel, the inspector of the National Police Corps who's in charge of ending the heist and finding the professor to arrest him. In other shows centered around this whole criminals versus police theme, this character is always so annoying. But in Money Heist, they give Raquel a really interesting story arc. She falls in love with the professor without even knowing that he's the mastermind behind the greatest robbery in Spain and the man she's supposed to be arresting. The professor just uses her as a pawn to always have inside info on the case, but then he actually starts to like her too. He's not just this OCD, antisocial numbers guy we saw at the beginning of the show. He cares about someone, he wants to spend time with her, and we actually want them to get together. Not only is there this huge secret we're waiting on to drop and completely blow Raquel's mind, there's also chaos happening inside the heist because the professor loses focus on the bank robbery and leaves them inside without guidance. So much suspense builds at this point, y'all. No joke, I started watching this show knowing there were 4 seasons and I still wanted to know if they were actually going to be able to make it out of their life. That's how good this show is. And remember those unrealistic situations I mentioned earlier? Yeah, this show doesn't really have those. All of the ways that a bank robbery could go wrong are handled by the fact that the professor has been planning this heist for his whole life and is using it to pay homage to his dad who died trying to pull off a bank robbery of his own. Also, everything the police do on the outside to impede on the heist are things they would actually do. It accounts for the fact that police don't always act morally. They don't always do everything by the book. Like when they had the option of saving 8 hostages or 1 hostage who was from a royal family with rich parents, yeah, you can guess who they chose on that one. But there were things I really didn't like.
I dropped the top down feeling like we can't lose, while I'm so high up that I feel like I can fly.
Wait, that was that other Netflix show. This show has a lot of flashback sequences, which in other shows I usually hate. Typically, flashbacks aren't memories we even need to see. We care about what's happening inside of the heist and outside of the heist with the professor and the police. But after a few episodes, I will say I was more open to learning about the gang's past. Again, because strong character development allows you to be more accepting of someone's origin stories, so I give them that. What I can't let go of is the flop, toxic character Arturo. He's the director of the bank and a hostage cheating on his wife with Monica. That just causes problems where there isn't really any need for them. There's already people robbing the Royal Mint of Spain and police waiting outside ready to kill anyone that comes out. He just ends up being annoying the entire time, and maybe this would have worked if they presented the story more objectively, but that's not the case. The series is made for the audience to get extremely attached to the characters. Like take a BuzzFeed quiz to find out which character are you attached. Yeah, so if you make a show like that, anyone who stops them from successfully robbing this bank is going to irritate you. Arturo will irritate you. If I ever see Arturo on the street, I'm slapping him. You know when you watch a show and you get so hooked that you hate you have to take a break to pee? Money Heist will do this to you. Your heart's gonna drop sometimes. You're gonna be on the edge of the couch with one butt cheek hanging off because you wanna know what's gonna happen so bad. It's a roller coaster, but at least on this roller coaster, you're also sitting next to some eye candy. Like, I was even low-key crushing on the SWAT team sergeant dude. So that was my very quick rundown on why I love Money Heist. It has amazing action sequences, really great dialogue. It has a super tight plot with no plot holes. I love a lot of things about this show, and I promise you, I barely touched the surface with the spoilers, so there's a lot of twists and emotional ups and downs that I left out and did not mention in this video, so do not use it as an excuse not to watch Money Heist. Go watch it, it's great. If you've already watched it, tell me in the comments so we can fangirl over it, and like this video if you want to see more in this series. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, help me reach my goal of 100 subscribers, and see you guys in my next video. Bye!